Hi there, welcome to a Kneppy Invest and welcome to the stock of the day. A fairly red day on the market today. Last time I looked, it was down about 1.2%. The market seems like it is freaking out just a little bit, and there's increasing potential that we might be moving into a bit of a correction. If not, who knows? This could be the start of the bear market. So it's always good to see when the overall market is down, a lot of negative sentiment out there, to see a few companies buck the trend, particularly the companies that have released any sort of financial results. And that is definitely true for the stock of the day, Life360, ticker code 360 or 0. This company has released their fourth quarter, and I expected that because I took an initial trading position in this company on March 1st last year on the back of fourth quarter results. So I fully expected results to be released either today or tomorrow. Now, really good results last year. Really looking forward to see how this company perform this particular quarter. And share price currently up about 7%. And they did beat expectations. Now, what I'll do in today's video, I'll go through the presentation they did release. We'll have a look at the chart. And for those who don't know anything about Life360, I always sort of make fun of this company because I define what they do as family stalking, or they produce a family stalking app, which is sort of the truth. But they describe themselves as a family safety and location sharing app. Now, the funny thing is, I became more confident in my trading position in this company during the year because I did hear this company mentioned a few times on crime podcasts and YouTube videos. In fact, there was one video about someone going missing, and they just mentioned, well, we used and looked at a Life360 app, and we couldn't find them. And that's sort of interesting because this company is sort of pivoting in a direction where if that does happen, your loved one goes missing, they have the potential to maybe click on a little clicker, they say they're in trouble, that sort of thing. So even though I do make fun of this company, saying they're more of a stalking company, they're definitely doing things that are appreciated by families out there, and maybe more than families out there as well. Now, I have heard some bear cases in regards to this company, and typically the bear cases are around, well, why can't Apple do everything Life360 is doing? And I suppose there is some truth to that, but Apple aren't doing that. And there is mention in Life360's presentation about the moat they are building, which I might touch upon, not sure just yet. Okay, so let's have a look at the company's presentation in regards to their results. By the way, just in regards to the numbers, so this is from RBC Capital Markets Analysis, Wei Wang Chen. Another strong result. Full-year EBITDA at the top end of guidance, and fourth quarter earnings topping consensus estimates by 28%. Chen also noted that while guidance for 2025 is broadly in line with market expectation, it is compositionally better than forecast, with more revenue expected from Life360, higher multiple businesses. So that's something else that I find interesting about this company, is how they're diversifying and expanding. Okay, so let's have a look at the company's presentation. There's a few slides I want to look at. This is about 50 pages long. I love presentations. This is one thing Australian companies do much better than American companies, marketing and selling themselves, particularly if you have a look at financial results. American companies tend to not produce any. Some of them do produce presentations, but those presentations are fairly bland and boring. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this one: significant opportunity to continue to expand TAM, total addressable market. So they are diversifying, expanding, and they're talking about, so that's where we are today. Advertising, tracking, which I probably would have more interest than anything else here. Item tracking, I don't really want to stalk anyone, any person, but I wouldn't mind stalking my pet, particularly if, your pet goes missing. It would be great to stalk them at that point. Item tracking, yeah, maybe. And subscription services, by far the biggest total addressable market. But they're also talking about elderly monitoring, interesting, auto insurance, yeah, okay, and family financial services, okay, maybe. I could sort of see that. But anyway, they definitely are thinking about expanding and moving into these different areas, which could be beneficial for the company in the long term. I just don't want them to expand too quickly and sort of overreach. And that was one of my problems I do have with Kogan, ticker KG, and I think they expanded a little bit too quickly, have a little bit too many fingers in the pie. The next thing I want to show you is page 11. I have no idea what this is, but page 11. Okay, yeah, this one here. I'm a really big fan of companies who have any sort of goal. In fact, I'm really attracted to companies that provide goals and long-term goals. And Life360 has that. So they've named it the aspirational goals that drive our strategy. The only one thing I don't like here is there's no time frame. So they're talking about the #1 brand for everyday family life. I don't care about that. But 150 million plus monthly active users, $1 billion in plus revenue, and 35% EBITDA margins. So I just like a little bit of time frame here, because if they're talking about the next 20 years, that's probably not that aspirational. If they're talking about the next 2 or 3 years, I would say that's a pretty good target for a company to have. And the first time I really found this intriguing was with a company called Altium, no longer on the ASX. They've been bought out. Would have been maybe 5 to 8 years ago. They gave the market their 5-year goals. And even though they actually didn't achieve the goals, it was okay. The market didn't punish the company, because when they didn't achieve the 5-year goals, they had another 5-year goal. They just released that, and the market loved it. And I'm really attracted to companies that have some sort of goal like this. Not all companies provide it. In fact, very few companies do it. And the next thing I want to show you is, you could look at monthly average user increasing through time, 26% total CAGR, which is pretty nice. US penetration, so penetration by state, looks like they're quite popular in 2024 in the southern states, which is interesting, and less, so you could say Republican states, and much less popular in many, Democrat states, although Montana, not much penetration there. They're probably too busy exploring the Rockies. I don't say the Colorado Rockies, but just the Rockies, because it's Montana. And little less penetration in some of the Northeast states, like, is that New Hampshire or Vermont? I think it's New Hampshire. But a lot of penetration in Texas, Georgia, Kansas, Nebraska, interesting enough. And they also have this penetration throughout the world, increasing penetration all throughout the world. So United States up to 14%, Australia and New Zealand up to 11%. So by far, their focus has been on United States. But United Kingdom up to 10%, and that is catching up to New Zealand and Australia. Europe at 1.6%, rest of the world 0.4%, and Canada up to 4%. And I also like this one, the highest DAU, which is daily active users. So how often the users of Life360 using their app. And so they are coming in number 13 in the United States, behind YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Gmail, Facebook Messenger, Spotify, WhatsApp Messenger, Google Maps, and Amazon. And I'll be honest with you, I use YouTube, Facebook. I don't use TikTok. Don't use Snapchat. On occasion, I will look at Instagram. Yep, Gmail all through the day. Facebook Messenger, yeah. Spotify, not. WhatsApp Messenger on occasion. Google all the time. Google Maps occasionally. Definitely Amazon. And then behind Life360, we have Pinterest, Netflix, Roblox, Chrome browser, Twitter, Be Real, whatever that is, Discord, I know what that is, but Microsoft Outlook, the Weather Channel. Obviously, everyone wants to look at the weather. Google Photos, Yahoo Mail, LinkedIn, Shein, so some of these I don't know, ChatGPT. So you can just see where Life360 fits in this daily active users. It's actually quite impressive. And they also have the social networking app rankings by DAU, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Life360, and then just ahead of Be Real, whatever the hell that is. No idea. Anyway, so that's that. The next thing we'll have a look at is, so there's a lot to look at here, but I just wanted to see the membership. What do you call this? Tier. So there's the free membership, but you also could pay $24.99 a month for the platinum membership, which includes credit monitoring. Really? Disaster response. Okay, medical assistance. That actually could be useful. That could be useful if you really need medical assistance or support, whatever. Travel support. Okay. Free towing. which is interesting. 50 miles radius, stolen funds reimbursement, stolen phone protection, and tile starter pack included. I didn't know what tile was, but I saw that later in the, or maybe it was earlier in the, or maybe later. It's a thing where you just press the button if something bad's happening to you. You've been kidnapped. So that includes that, and also all the other stuff in gold membership, silver membership, and free membership. So we're taught about place alert, location history, individual driver reports, roadside assistance, 24/7 emergency dispatch, ID theft protection, free towing 5-mile radius, and they also talk about stolen funds reimbursement, which is a little bit less. By the way, stolen funds reimbursement for the platinum is $1 million. So if my $1 million gets stolen, I don't care if I'm on that membership. So interesting tiered membership. And then let's move on. Let's see if I go past the tile thingy. No. Tile thingy. Oh, here, yeah. Life360 is a one-stop holistic experience versus competitors. This is actually sort of interesting because they've rolled everything up, and so they don't have a true competitor just yet. They have competitors for different parts of the business or whatever they're doing, but not one a true competitor. So mobile, a few competitors there, devices, a few competitors there, including AirTag and premium services, a few competitors there, including insurance companies, AAA, LifeLock, by Norton. So they're definitely diversifying, and apparently pet tracking is not currently available in the Life360 app as of 31st of December 2024. Why not? You need to change that straight away. Okay, and then we move on to, looks like I want to move on to the financial. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Tile trackers. Yeah, tile trackers. Lisa triggered an SOS by pressing on the tile. Makes everyday life better through fast, reliable item finding and personal safety. Okay, so I'm probably not understanding this completely. I just thought you just pressed it to trigger an alarm or something like that. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to the financials. So there's a lot of stuff to digest if you really, really want to get into it, but we get into the financials right here. And really, I'm just going to focus on this one here, 35, page 35. Revenue is increasing, up 26% from last year. So total revenue up to 371.5 million. The guidance was between 368 and 374. So right in the middle, just above the middle. So slight beat there. Analyzed monthly revenue up to 367.6. And another thing I'll show you later in the video is just their operating expenses versus revenue, how that is going down. Also, we'll have a look at margins as well. Margins are quite important because NVIDIA beat all their expectations, but margins were slightly lower. And that's why the share price of NVIDIA was down, just because margins were lower, which is, in fact, interesting. Adjusted EBITDA margin up to 12%, increasing from 7%. Operating cash flow positive, 32.6 million. A pretty good increase from last year, from 7.5 to 32.6. And cash and cash equivalents up to 160.5. They also beat guidance there. And also, when you look at the adjusted EBITDA, I mentioned earlier that they did beat guidance there. So guidance was 39 to 42 million. It came in at 45.5 million. So a beat there when it comes to adjusted EBITDA. We can even go further here, looking at all these beautiful slides, global monthly average users, subscription revenue. But the next thing I want to show you is found on page 45. If we get there. Oh, yeah, here we go. Expanding profitability. Total gross margin expansion from 65% 2 years ago, 73% last year, up to 75%. Of course, total gross margin expansion can only go so far, can only go to 100%. So it'd be really good if they can keep on expanding that. But of course, 100% is the limit. And operating expenses, fairly important here, declining as percentage of revenue from 106% down to 83, now down to 77. And as this company sees more and more scale, that should decrease significantly further over the next few years. And I would suggest that there is potential this company can be highly profitable within 5 years' time. And I think the market is expecting that. I think the market's definitely expecting that, because if you just have a look at the market cap of this company, well, what is it? I was going to say $5 billion. $5.29 billion, suggesting the market does see a fair bit of cash flow in the future for Life360. Okay, so the final slide was outlook. This is something I always want to see when a company releases any sort of half-year results. AGM, I want to see an outlook section. I don't need an outlook section when a company releases their full year results. It's a little bit too early in the financial year, but when a company releases like fourth quarter results, or maybe not fourth quarter results because that's sort of the same as full year results, but I don't need outlook when a company releases full year results. But they've done it. They've done it. So because this is the end of their financial year, by the way, financial year 24. Now we're into financial year 25. Anyway, so they have provided some guidance. So this was a nice surprise. Anyway, so I'm expecting revenue between 450 and 480 million. So halfway to their aspirational goal of $1 billion of revenue, and positive adjusted EBITDA of between 65 and 75 million. So nice increase from this year. So I do expect maybe, there was, I'm trying to think if this did beat estimates. No, broadly in line. That's right, broadly in line with market expectations. Compositionally better than forecast, with more revenue expected. There we go, more revenue expected. Oh yeah, there we go, to developing and launching a new pet device in 2025. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart for Life360. And there's where I've taken my trading positions in this company. The first one was on the 1st of March last year. Share price on that day rose 38.48%. There would be some experts out there who say, well, you missed the boat. You got in too late. You have to be in before that. Well, there's no point buying when the share price rises 38.48. So I bought it 11.39 1 year ago. Share price has doubled since then. There you go. And also bought in August upon the release of, must have been some results, 17.70. And the question is, will I buy on these results? No, I won't. And the reason behind that is breakout on the 1st of March last year. In August, I bought on breakout. There's no breakout happening with Life360 right now. I do have a sell price at $21. I hope I don't see share price fall below that. Now, we just don't know. The reason I've got that in is just, it's to protect my capital. If the market tanks, if we go into recession, share price of Life360 more than likely would drop. That's just to protect my capital. And that's all it is, because I just don't know what's going to happen in the future. But hopefully the share price keeps on rising. And I would have loved, you can see the share price has dropped a fair bit over the last week and a bit. In the overall market has been weak. So no breakout for Life360 on the back of these results, but pretty good results for this company. Okay, that's all I have for stock of the day, Life360. This has gone a little bit longer than I expected, but that's okay. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.